Hello people of the internet! We're going to start the WRX today. My radiator doesn't come until tomorrow, but in theory we should still be able to start it. I did a lot of the rest of the small stuff yesterday. I redid the intercooler piping on the hot side because I just wasn't happy with it. Had to extend the front O2 sensor. This car's ready to start up with the exception of one thing, two things. We have to build oil pressure, which is easy, and we have to cut and extend the throttle body harness because it doesn't reach. It's like 4 inches too short, so I have a whole bunch of THrottle wiring at the shop. I prefer THrottle over CCA. It's like what you'd find, CCA is what you'd find at like AutoZone, O'Reilly's, these other places. It's just a lower grade wire. For something like a throttle body, I want all the voltage to stay consistent, obviously from the ECM up to the throttle body for power signals, DPWs, all that stuff. So probably should go to the shop, go grab some THrottle wiring, but let me show you the status of the WRX because like I said, it's pretty much ready to start at this point. With the WRX, like I said, I redid this charge piping. Instead of having that weird 45-degree coupler here, I was able to rework this pipe just to have a straight fitting here, coming off the turbo, going straight down like that. I got the O2 sensor harness redone down there. Our new radiator shows up tomorrow, Koyo does. The rest of the engine bay is all buttoned up, done. The vacuum lines are all done. Some people were asking me how I was going to be doing the vacuum fittings on the bottom of the process bus manifold. I didn't show it, but on Radium, they have a -6 ORB to 1/8 NPT fitting. I went there, I got those. I'll link the fittings that I bought down below, but it's a -6 ORB to 1/8 NPT, and then I just got some 1/8 NPT to 1/8 NPT 90-degree fitting to be able to run in there, so that way all the vacuum stuff has all the stuff it needs. So all we gotta do to start this thing is cut this harness right there, extend it probably about 4 inches or so to be able to reach the throttle body. In this video, before we even get to starting it, I am gonna go ahead and knock out the suspension stuff. The entire rear suspension is still loose. I need to pull off the rear wheels, tighten all the suspension stuff down. I need to have Matt or Melanie come out and help me bleed these Brimbos. I wanna get this thing street ready, so that way we can drive it in the next video, because that is the game plan and that is the goal. So let's start things off, and then we'll jump on the rear suspension. I have to pull the downpipe out also to be able to get this dump tube on. It's just not possible to do it with the downpipe on there. So start on rear suspension, and then we'll move our way forward. I got the suspension in the rear cinched up. I got the cotter pins put in for the front for the tie rods and the ball joints, just because I never put them in before. So I figured before we keep going on the rest of the stuff to get it started, I should probably build oil pressure now, because using those tiny batteries normally takes me a little while, because we run through the battery pretty quick. And I know some people can say, just put a full-size battery in the car, just put a full-size battery. I don't want to. So I've got my fuel pump undone, so that way there's no power going to them. Crank position sensor down there is disconnected. I've got the oil feed popped off the turbo right now, going into a little plastic bag with a whole bunch of towels around it. So I haven't even attempted to turn this car over yet. It should turn over just fine. So let me hop in the car. Let's try to build oil pressure, and let's see what happens. I did pack the fuel pump on this, I did pack the oil pump on this one with Vaseline, so it should build oil pressure a lot quicker this time. All right, baby, let's see if we can get some oil pressure up in here. Did we get anything? Nothing yet. She turns over, so that's a good sign, right? Hey, that's a lot of oil. Holy shit, we got oil pressure. Holy fuck, that's way more oil than I was expecting. I should have used a bigger container. Oh my god. Oh my god, Tanner, why did you do this to yourself? Oh, this was a bad idea. Okay, oops, not smart. Not smart. That was not smart of me. That was not a smart idea. Oh, Tanner, you douche. I'm just happy to see that we got oil pressure, for being honest. I guess I should have had someone out here with me to be like, hey, you got oil pressure, you can stop turning it over. My dumb ass is just like, I'll just keep turning it over, man. It's fine. Cool. I am gonna turn it over a couple more times after I get my mess cleaned up, so that way I can just get some oil feeding into the turbo. Oh my god, dude, you douche, Tanner. Okay, right down in here. This is gonna be a pain in the ass to rewire on just because there's so much stuff in the way, but we gotta do what we gotta do, right? Cut off. I probably should have left myself some more wire. Oh, Tanner, you idiot. You big dummy. So I've got the extension harness made up here. It's ready to be wired onto the engine harness. So the way I'm just gonna take off the intake manifold. I spilt so much oil when I was checking for oil pressure all down there. I'm just gonna pull the manifold, clean up the oil spill that I have on top of the engine, and it'll make it way easier to be able to get down to that harness right there to be able to wire this guy on there. But once this is wired on there, we'll have plenty of wire to be able to reach our throttle body and be solid for startup. So let me get to cleaning up the Gulf oil spill over there and swapping this guy out. Or not swapping it out, but adding it in. All right, we're all wired up, daddy. Looks pretty good too. Pretty happy with that. Kind of OEM plus. It's kind of, I could have just, I know what some people are gonna say, Tanner, why don't you just buy the iWire one instead of cutting up your harness and doing it that way? Because I don't want to wait. I also don't want to spend another $85, all right? If I have the knowledge, I have the tools, and I have the consumables to be able to do my own electrical stuff, in my eyes, it just makes more sense. I did, however, buy their O2 extension because I did modify the O2 harness itself down there, or the O2 sensor harness versus doing it on the harness side. So when that O2 sensor dies, inevitably one day I'll have the harness ready to go. But Gucci right here. I'm gonna finish cleaning up my oil spill down there. I did forget to tighten that one banjo bolt for the AVCS line, and it just pissed oil absolutely everywhere. So I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna check all the oil connections on this side again, get everything reassembled, and let's try to start this thing up and see what happens, because I wanna hear it. I think everyone wants to hear it at this point. It's been sitting too long. You've been sitting too long, little hatchback. Engine bay is reassembled, all good to go. I gotta get the downpipe back onto the turbo, but before I do that, I have to get the dump tube in there, so I'm gonna run upstairs, grab Matt. We might just have to take the downpipe out, which I was trying to avoid, but I mean, if we have to take it out, we have to take it out. It's no big deal. So let's get the dump tube on, the downpipe on. Let's turn this thing on and hear what it sounds like, because I'm not even gonna show you guys putting the dump tube on. We're just gonna, so dump tube's in, downpipe's on, engine bay's put back together. I'm missing one crucial piece to be able to start the car, which hopefully I might get in like an hour or so. So we'll find out. In the meantime, I got some red taillight over. Are you not bolted in? My taillight not bolted in? I got some red taillight overlays that we're gonna be, oh, I never tightened it. Duh. I got red taillight overlays we're gonna be tossing on there. So all the black tint was like peeling off the taillights. So back some new stuff. Let's get that installed on the taillights, and hopefully by the time we're done with that, we have the stuff to start this thing up, because I wanna hear it. I wanna hear my little hatchback roar and grumble. All right, taillight overlays are on. I got what I was waiting on to start it. It's obviously the next morning. Taillights look great. They look so much better with the red in my opinion. So my radiator is still leaking quite a bit. As you guys can see, there's a stream of coolant I have to clean up. So I'm gonna turn it on. We're gonna let it run for maybe about 30 seconds or so, then I'm gonna shut it off. Our new radiator's out for delivery, so once that gets dropped off, we can swap out that CSF for the Koyo, refill the cooling system. Once it's refilled, get all the stuff put back together in it, and then get it burped, and then we should have it driving. Hopefully drivable ready by the end of the video, so. Woo! Let's try to start this thing, man. I did see a couple drops of oil underneath of the car. I'm not gonna stress that too much right now. I think that's just residual from my my leakage that I had. So let's turn on the fuel pumps. Let's see what happens. Woo! I'm always so nervous. Let's start it and then just rev to the moon. That's weird. Hey, it started though. Why did it just start revving to the moon? I want to start it one more time just to see if RPMs do keep climbing. If that's the case, we'll go get the stuff. We'll make a pressure testing kit to see if we have any vacuum leaks anywhere and go from there. But that was obviously the first startup, so I didn't know if it's, I don't know what it's gonna do. So let me try one more time. Yeah, she just keeps climbing. I'll have to figure that out. All right, she lives. There's just one small problem. It won't stop climbing in RPM, and our radiator's leaking, but we already knew that. That's fixed today. And then I got a code for wastegate solenoid circuit malfunctions, which means probably boost controller. So I came in here and I looked, and yep, that's my boost controller wire broken on that. So this happens on so many of my Mac boost controllers. I don't think I have any more of these wire harnesses. I've bought 3 of those Mac boost controllers, and all of the wires have done that on them. So I'm gonna see if I can't order just that wire harness today to try to get a new one in, or if I might have another one at the shop. I have to go to the shop anyways to go get some break-in oil for this after we do cam break-in and everything like that. I don't want to keep starting the car and turning it off and whatnot till I can get that fixed. That could be a reason why RPMs just keep climbing and climbing and climbing. Maybe just because it can't control, that actually could be it, because if the boost controller can't control the boost, it might just be the turbo spooling up, trying to build RPM more and more and more. Could be wrong on that though. That's just a theory. That may or may not be it. Aside from that, fix the boost controller, swap the radiator, cam break in, drain the oil, put new oil in, should be good to go. So I'll go to the shop and I'll see if I have any more of these. I can't even repin that electrical connector because I have none of those pins. I have so many electrical pin kits at this point, but I don't think I have any of those ones right there, which sucks. The car it's very loud. It smokes quite a bit because it's on initial startup and it's still breaking everything in and whatnot. But dude, I am so excited to start. Like, dude, I'm gonna have the hatchback back soon so I can start driving it again. That gets me so excited! I cannot wait! So, let me dig around my spare parts bin up there and see if I have another one of those wires right there. If not, I'm gonna have to order just an entire another Mac 4-port boost controller, which I'm hoping I don't have to do because I'm tired of these things doing that. So let me see if I can find like an upgraded harness or something to be able to plug into that. So let me go see what I can find real quick. So I'm still waiting on my new radiator to show up. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the CSF one, get it ready. So that way, as soon as UPS drops off the new one, we can just swap it in. I'm also gonna pull this charge pipe off and try rotating the throttle body 90 degrees more, which actually might interfere with the blow off valve at that point. We'll figure it out. I'll find a way to do this. So let's try messing with this again and see what we can get to work. Alright you guys, so I'm gonna end it here. I've been shooting this video for 4 days in preparation just to get the car at least started, and we got it started. I'm still waiting on UPS to drop off this radiator, and I want to get this video out today because I pushed upload out too many days at this point. So in the next video, we're gonna get out and go drive it. That's the game plan here. I have my 3-port installed in the car right now to fix the boost controller problem. I have a new 4-port that'll be delivered Sunday. Radiator's still out for delivery, so at some point it'll be here. I just don't know when. Like I said, I just don't want to keep pushing this video out. So that's all I got for you guys on this one. The WRX sounds good. It's just these little issues that we need to work out with it, which we'll continue to knock out. We just got to align the car, and we start putting break-in miles on it. I have to do cam break-in, so we'll do all of that stuff in the next video. Cam break-in, first oil change, go out, drive it a little bit, assuming the car will cooperate with us and we have no more like random little leaks. All the leaks are fixed. The only one that we had was on that radiator. So that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you liked the video, you know what to do. Go ahead, hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not subscribed to the channel already, I just cut my thumb, and you want to be one of these corners, no idea which one I'll put it in quite yet, but with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies.